Today, we're going to be going over one of my favorite parts of the marketing process, which is messaging. This one, I think, of any step, is the one that's the most overlooked and likely the most important because this is going to be what resonates with people and gets them to turn their head and pay attention to your message. So, being authentic here, not having ChatGPT write all of your messaging for you, certainly it can help you ideate, give you different alterations, etc. But this has to come from a genuine place for it to resonate with people, especially over the long term. Okay, so let's take a look at our document. So if you're not familiar, this is the marketing checklist. You can get a free copy on the link below, and then just like make a copy of your own. For every single one of the items in this marketing checklist, it includes a template and a video tutorial just like this, showing you how to go through each step of the way. The other thing to keep in mind is I started an e-commerce website called Wander Badges to literally show you from having nothing and no customers all the way through to we'll see how it goes, to prove to you that anyone can do this by just kind of like going through the steps in the process outlined here. More context, just because it'll be important for the messaging perspective. Wander Badges, essentially they're these travel stickers. You can order them for a bunch of different countries or states or whatever that you've been to, and every single one has a custom QR code on it that when you scan it the very first time, you can upload photos that you took when you were at that location or a link to a social media post that has those photos. And then the next time someone scans that QR code, they can view the gallery. So it's a way to kind of like relive your travel experiences. So let's just dive into it. We already did the audience section, and there's links to that below as well. So we were able to kind of identify our segments, figure out the differences between those segments, and then put together like a little bit of a description for them. I mentioned that because we're going to be talking about those segments in regards to messaging. And then here is the messaging template. I've already customized it for Wander Badges specifically. We're first going to define our brand's personality and tone based on other brands that we admire. Then we're going to go into key messages for each of those audience segments I just talked about. For this tutorial, we'll just do one of them, so you don't have to go through all three. But you should do that. You should do all three on your own for your own company. And then a single-minded message. So within one sentence, and ideally a short sentence, help users understand what you do and why they should care. Then a call to action that you can use across your website to be consistent. And then we are not going to do section 5. That'll be the next video. And we'll talk about optimizing messages based on audience feedback. So we're going to kind of let these other messages go out, see what resonates, then we'll pull our audience and come back and revisit this. All right, so from the top, defining your brand's personality and tone. Okay, so based on everything I just said, I think brands that really resonate with me that are travel-based and authentic are Lonely Planet, Patagonia, and Airbnb. So let's take a quick look at those. Just to kind of let you know why. Discover story-worth travel moments. Like, I really like how Lonely Planet really has, these are not polished stock photos. These are photos that the community has taken related to a lot of these different locations. You can see that they use a lot of photography. They use really cool, interesting, like this iceberg here from Chile, I'm guessing the Patagonia region. And everything that they do just really makes you feel like they understand what it's like to go and travel to these places. So I like that one. I like a lot how they talk about stories and storytelling, and I mean, just the content itself is great, and their books are great. They use things like inspiration instead of learn more, destinations instead of locations. So it's just like they're very intentional about the language they use, and I appreciate that. Let's look over to Patagonia. By the way, this happened with my backpack I originally got at Meta. Was a Patagonia backpack, and the zipper broke, and I was really busted And the zipper broke, and I was really upset about it because that backpack was like a cool pivotal point in my life. And you can send those backpacks to Patagonia, and I think it costs like $15 to ship it in, and they'll fix it for free and ship it back to you. So they have like a lifetime warranty on these products. This backpack was like 6 years old. Pretty awesome. Anyway, love Patagonia. If you come here, you can see that, like, again, super authentic photos. Like, you could barely see in this like men's photo here, you can barely see this. Let me get my mouse thing working again so I can zoom in. You can barely see the outfit that he's wearing, right? But these are like travels and experiences that people want to see themselves. I love the video that they have here of just people out doing some exploring, climbing. It's just like in the moment. Really, really powerful brand, authentic, cares about the environment. Like, love Patagonia. And then the last example we'll look at here is Airbnb. Airbnb, the site when you go to it now is a little bit more sterile, which I understand if you're trying to navigate. Like, they're probably did a lot of user testing and found out when users get there, they just like want to go find the thing that they're looking for. But they still really focus on the photography and the locations. And I love how they have these like different categories now. Like, you can stay in a giant guitar. Like, this is just cool. And they even Airbnb now, they do their product releases kind of like Apple, but they do them virtually, where they'll take all these bundles and they'll put them out at the same time. And Brian Chesky does like a review of it. It's really, really nice. Anyway, so nice, clean design and UI, but very interesting photography, and it feels super curated at the same time. Okay, so those are my three. Let's go into the messaging guide. Okay, so define your brand's personality and tone. So I'm going to say, and the example is, our brand uses a friendly conversational tone that feels like chatting with a helpful friend. Our brand is authentic and inspiring. It makes customers want to engage more with the world and each other. Okay, and we can kind of work on this over time, just kind of showing you the examples here. So next, develop key messages for each segment. For cost-conscious customers, we emphasize savings, while tech users, we talk about cutting-edge features. So this is adventure enthusiasts and globetrotters. So I'm going to say something around like, collect your adventures. That's what collecting the badges is about. Share your travel stories. And what could be like another really good one? Something around inspiring. Because like ultimately you add these to laptop services, you add them to suitcases, like areas that have this negative space that isn't really that interesting. And what you're doing is you're using that space to go from something that isn't very interesting to something that's inspiring and gets people excited. So maybe that's relive your favorite travel moments anytime. Okay, so I think those are three pretty good ones to kind of start with. For the other two categories here, I'm going to leave those. I'll go back and do them later. We just don't need to do that on video. If you want to see this Wonder Badges one, the final state of it, when you go to your marketing checklist and you come down to messaging here, it'll be this example that says Wonder Badges. You'll be able to click on it and view the actual document that I'm working on. Okay. So craft a single-minded message. Okay, so now we're going to try to kind of take these three ideas. And if you want inspo, why don't we do this? Let's go over to ChatGPT and let's go back and use our initial craft your story document. Okay, we'll go to the Wander Badges example because again, there's an example of that too. And let's copy this because you have to, oh, sorry, let's take all this and copy it because this came from an authentic place also. And this is why we put these documents together to make it really easy for either us to go back and revisit them later when we're using tools, AI tools specifically, or to share them with the team so they know how to speak the same language and tone and voice that you do. Okay, so let's go back to ChatGPT here and let's say craft a single-minded message for this brand / product. And I'll put this ChatGPT prompt into the document too, so you can just copy and paste it. Give me 10 versions. Okay. Let's see what it comes up with. Revisit. Oh, hold on while it's typing. Okay, 10. All right, revisit every adventure with a scan. I don't really like the scan part that much. Oh, that decorate your life. That's kind of nice. Keep your travel memories alive and your gear personalized with water badges. So there's some good stuff in here. Some good inspo. Never lose sight of your travels, more than just a sticker. Wander badges are gateways to your past adventures. Okay, these are pretty good. So why don't we try this? Let's go ahead and pick our favorite, and then we'll do like an alt on it in our own tone. So I like this part about personalizing your gear. Okay, that's probably my favorite. And revisiting every adventure with a scan. Okay, so let's go down. Oops, let's go back down to our messaging document and let's paste that. Let's say, keep your travel memories alive. And I'll go back one more time. Oops. To here. Oops. We'll grab another one. Okay, let's go copy. Oops. Let's copy that. Come back here and we'll paste it. Okay. Revisit your travel memories. Let's say I think the collecting aspect is kind of cool. That's why people like getting a bunch of these stickers. So we'll say collect and relive your travel memories. Okay. You know what? Another cool one would be maybe like every badge tells a story. I kind of like that. Okay. With interactive badges. Collect and relive your memories. Just memories is cleaner. With interactive badges. Okay. And we'll just put this in as an alt. You can always do that just to keep your ideas fresh. We do this all the time. Okay, cool. So that's our single-minded message. We'll keep playing with it a little bit, but collect and relive your memories with interactive badges. I like that. And then for your CTA, we could do something like, obviously, like shop now is the most common one, but why don't we say start collecting. Let's see, what are a few good alts? Let's go back to ChatGPT and see if there are any ideas there. Any ideas for CTAs? 5 versions. Start your collection. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Capture adventures. Okay, start your collection, I think, is actually my favorite because it's pretty self-explanatory. So instead of start collecting, start your collection, make it more personalized. I like that. Okay, we'll try that on the website. And then that's it for the first 4 sections. So if we went back to the marketing checklist, and we actually went to the Wander badges, or sorry, marketing checklist for Wander badges. We come down here. So we'll go into the messaging section. If you look at these, we've completed the first 4. And now we'll do one more for optimized messaging based on audience feedback. And one really good way of getting feedback from your audience is actually starting to test these through ads. So this might not be the next video we do. We might do and test some of these alts through our advertising and see which performs better, and then modify the rest of the messaging documents based on that. But that concludes that. So next we're actually going to be looking into the different marketing channels that we're going to use. So stay tuned.